Are you truly in love, or just terrified of being alone? It's an uncomfortable question, one that most people would rather avoid, brushing it aside with fairy tales of soulmates and perfect matches. But deep down, if you dared to look honestly into your own heart, what would you find? Love or need? Philosophers like Erich Fromm and Arthur Schopenhauer believed that most human relationships, despite their poetry and promises, are not founded on real love. They are born out of fear, loneliness, survival, the desperate need for validation and security. If you've ever wondered why relationships feel so fragile, why passion fades, why so many happy couples slowly drift into silent misery, perhaps the answer isn't about who they chose, but why they chose in the first place. This realization isn't meant to destroy our faith in love. It is meant to purify it, to awaken us from illusions, and challenge us to love consciously rather than mechanically, freely rather than fearfully. In The Art of Loving, Erich Fromm boldly stated, "The problem isn't how to be loved, but how to love." Fromm saw that most people are obsessed with being loved. They focus on being attractive, successful, desirable, crafting an image to win affection. They believe love is something they find in another person, like a trophy or reward. But true love, Fromm argued, isn't something you stumble upon. It's a skill, an art, a practice. And most people never even learn the basics. Most relationships begin like silent trades. I'll give you affection if you give me validation. I'll stay loyal if you fulfill my needs. A real-world example: two people, both lonely, both aching for attention, meet and feel an intense connection. But what they feel isn't true love. It's the relief of loneliness, the excitement of being seen. As soon as the novelty wears off, cracks appear. Criticism replaces affection. Distance replaces passion. Because it wasn't love holding them together. It was need. This is why so many people experience repeated heartbreaks. They are not unlucky in love, but trapped in a cycle of seeking someone to patch a wound that only they themselves can heal. Arthur Schopenhauer went even further, stripping away any romantic illusions. For him, love is not about noble feelings. It's a cunning trick played by nature, the will to life, to ensure survival and reproduction. Schopenhauer believed that when two people fall in love, they are actually being manipulated by deep biological forces, not drawn by choice, but driven by instincts, to secure the strongest genes, to produce healthy offspring, to continue the species. When you feel an overwhelming attraction, Schopenhauer says, it's not poetry, it's biology. The heart races not for romance, but for survival. Let me give an example. A man is mesmerized by a woman's youthful beauty, not because he consciously wants children, but because youth signals fertility. A woman is drawn to a man's status or strength, not because of superficial greed, but because stability promises safety for potential offspring. If we see love only through Schopenhauer's lens, it might seem cold and mechanical, but there's liberation too. Recognizing these unconscious forces allows us to consciously choose whether to act out of instinct or to rise above it, forging deeper, freer bonds beyond mere biological impulse. The tragedy is that neediness often looks like love until it doesn't. Some examples you might recognize: the fear-based relationship. I stay because the thought of being alone terrifies me more than the unhappiness I feel with you. The transactional relationship. I love you because you elevate my social status or provide me a comfortable life. The emotional insurance policy. I need you to constantly reassure me that I am worthy, lovable enough. Daily life is filled with these subtle contracts. A couple who stopped truly talking years ago but stays together for the mortgage and the kids. Friends who feel more like business partners than companions. Marriages where two people coexist like polite strangers because starting over feels impossible. If you listen closely, you can hear the language of need in many everyday conversations. You complete me. Without you, I'm nothing. I can't live without you. These sound romantic, but reveal a deep truth. Most people don't seek a partner to love, but a partner to fill their own void. If neediness is so common, what does real love even look like? Fromm gives us a blueprint. Real love is active, disciplined, and courageous. It's the willingness to nurture another person's growth without trying to own them or mold them into your ideal. True love is built not on the shaky foundation of need, but on abundance. I love you not because I am empty, but because I am full. I love you not because you complete me, but because I want to share my completeness with you. I love you not because I fear loneliness, but because your existence enriches an already meaningful life. In contrast to needy love, which clutches and clings, real love offers space. It understands that the beloved is not a possession, not an extension of oneself, but a sovereign being with their own soul, dreams, and struggles. It respects difference. It nurtures freedom. It says, I love your freedom as much as I love your nearness. Key elements of real, lasting love. 1. Independence. Real love demands two individuals who can stand alone. If I cannot be alone, if I cannot find peace within myself, then I will seek from you what only I can give myself, and that is the seed of resentment. A relationship where two complete beings choose each other rather than need each other creates a foundation that can endure time, hardship, and change. 2. Commitment to growth. In real love, the goal is not to freeze your partner into the version you fell in love with. People change. They evolve. They suffer. They triumph. Real love says, I want to see who you become, and I will walk beside you through it. It's not static. It's dynamic, evolving like a river, carrying both individuals forward. 3. Freedom. Real love is a paradox. The closer you are, the freer you must be. You do not try to chain or trap the one you love. You want them to fly higher, to become more themselves, even if it sometimes means they grow in directions you didn't predict. Love demands courage. The courage to trust, to let go, to love without trying to own. 4. Active care. Love is not simply an emotion that happens to you. It is a daily practice. Small acts of kindness, patience when it would be easier to snap, deep listening when it would be easier to distract yourself. It's asking, how are you really? And staying to hear the full answer. It's holding space for someone else's pain without rushing to fix it, control it, or turn away. Imagine an elderly couple still holding hands after 50 years, not because they were perfect for each other from the start, but because they chose every day to keep seeing each other anew. Because they allowed each other to change and loved each version. Because they didn't demand the other to fill their emptiness, but instead celebrated the miracle of sharing life's unpredictable journey together. Or imagine two artists in love, each fiercely committed to their own calling, yet finding ways to encourage, inspire, and uplift the other without losing themselves. They don't fear each other's success. They don't resent each other's solitude. Their love is expansive, not shrinking the world down to a tiny cage, but enlarging it, making it more vivid, more alive. When two complete people come together, love is no longer a desperate transaction. It is not a need. It is a gift, an offering, a celebration, a courageous act of choosing another's freedom as well as your own. This is the foundation of long-lasting love, not neediness, not bargaining, but two full lives intertwining without crushing each other, two lights brightening each other without eclipsing each other. This is the love that survives storms, silences, distance, and time. Before asking, does someone love me? Ask, Am I loving or just needing? The raw truth is that most people build relationships not out of fullness, but out of fear. But the beautiful truth is that you can choose differently. You can build relationships on strength, not desperation, on freedom, not possession, on giving, not demanding. Love, when it is real, is not a bargain. It is a gift, expecting nothing, yet receiving everything. Because in the end, it is not those who cling most tightly who find lasting love. It is those who love most freely, courageously, and consciously, who create bonds that are as enduring as they are liberating.